Welcome back to Gerard vs. Evil, brought to you by TeleRx. That's telerx.com for all of your telehealth needs. Make sure you use the code SNT for 20% off any of your things. Dave, do you know that if you go to telerx.com, you don't have to get the doctor looking at all those bumps and bruises anymore? You don't need to have the... See? It's telehealth. They call you up.
They're calling me now.
And they say, it's time for you to get those creams refilled.
That's right.
And they send them right to your door.
For all my fall downs and whoops-a-daisies that I have.
That's right. No more condescending stares from behind the pharmacy desk.
That's right.
They just send it right to you, Dave.
No more big sunglasses so people don't know what's going on in my home.
TeleRx.com, 20% off anything that you need. Use code SNT. We have a whopper of a show today, man. I got my boy Dave Landau, formerly of Normal World.
Yes.
And our really special guest, a man who needs no introduction whatsoever, the legend himself, Mr. Chazz Palminteri.
Nice to be here, folks.
Ah, dude. So
My pleasure, guys.
Now,
Hey, get off. Tell that fucking guy not to call here anymore. Just take the plug out.
It's just good to see somebody have a landline. That's a throwback, you know?
I know.
Back in the day, if somebody called your house after like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, my dad would lose his mind. Now you get emails from your boss at 10 o'clock at night. I mean, it's an insane thing. Nobody's ever off the clock anymore, man.
Oh, yeah, you watch your dad take out his whole day on whoever's calling at 5:30 during dinner. Just screaming at someone. We're trying to eat. I'm sorry, it's 2:30 here.
It's 11 o'clock in the Philippines, sir. I apologize. Yeah, it's so true. And Chazz, when you were growing up, man, you guys had the landline going on there, right? And then you took the phone off the hook, and then nobody could get in touch with you.
Every call was $1,700.
You couldn't, like, if somebody called like at 9, that was late. Yeah. My father would freak out. Who goddamn is calling? Like, he couldn't believe it. Like, now you get calls in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Text.
All night long. And then if you say don't text me this late, they get mad at you. They're like, put your phone on vibrate.
It's like,
put it on silent.
Fuck you. Put it on vibrate. Really? I can curse on this, right?
You do whatever you want.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I just want to make sure. No, the funny thing is, you have these things, and people thought it was going to make less time. It actually makes you work more.
No doubt about it. You're never off the clock.
Never off the clock.
I remember when I had a pager, which my dad was like, "Oh, are you a doctor now with all your problems?" Like 15 with a pager. Who has to get a hold of you? You're the least important person I've ever met.
Little did you know you were an amateur pharmacist.
Yeah, I'm like, trust me, there's people, they're trying to get a hold of me for medicine, Dad.
I'm a pharmaceutical entrepreneur.
But I remember when he said that, he goes, there's way too many ways for people to get a hold of you now. And this is 97.
He's right.
And he was dead on. Now
dead on.
Now everyone can get a hold of you at any time they want.
Yeah, and it's actually bad.
There's no boundaries either. Like, you got men texting your girl at 10 o'clock at night. It's like, no, It's okay, honey. It's a work thing. What's he texting you at 10 o'clock at night about work?
Like, if you're a young guy and you want to play around with a lot of women, you can't do it no more.
No.
You can't do it because you never know when you might be on camera. Ever.
Yeah. And if you say the wrong thing, there's a paper trail. Now you're Me Too. You can't do it.
Yeah, and I always tell my children, anything you put on the phone, be ready to see that for the rest of your life.
Yes.
Okay, this is actually hilarious.
We should.
Somebody's really trying to get in touch with me. Yeah. But this is what we're talking about. There's no taking the phone off the hook anymore. It's just the phone owns us in many ways.
No, that was my producer who said if we need anything.
No worries. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So we had a very interesting evening last night. Dave, it was headlining over at the Dojo, great New Jersey. It's really now becoming a really hot spot in Jersey, the Dojo Comedy.
It is. Mike runs it, and it's honestly one of my favorite clubs in the country.
Yeah. That room's a kill box, man.
Yes.
People go there. They have a great time. It's fantastic. And they got huge comics. They got you. They got Joey Diaz in there almost every week. Rich Voss is there. Some great comics. And we had somebody do their second comedy show of all time.
Right. You told me he was pretty good.
His kid, Dante Lorenzo.
Dante Lorenzo.
Yep.
Listen, I like the kid already. He's Italian.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen him yet, but I heard he's really good. And
he said he was from Dublin, Ireland, if I remember.
Dante Lorenzo?
Dante Lorenzo from Dublin, Ireland.
I think one of those
I
black
don't think
Irish.
so. But I'm looking forward to seeing him. I've been busy, but I'm definitely going to step out there and check him out.
Now, you were saying before we got on, you did stand-up for about 6 months.
Yeah.
A little, but it probably lasted 6 months. I started out, and I was always an actor and a writer, but I wanted to see what it felt like. I was just enamored by stand-ups. how they could get up there and do that. And I got up there and I was okay. I bombed the first couple of times and then I got a little better and then I gave it up. And then I came back. And then I said, you know what? I like it just for my legs, that I felt so relaxed. And it just gave me another sense of relaxation that I found really good, you know. But I didn't have the love for it. I was always more of an actor with characters and a writer. I didn't have the love for it. And it's very hard, and you got to work really hard at it.
Oh, yeah. Well, and, you know, was it fun to hang out with stand-ups?
No. I didn't want to say that, but thank you.
The worst human beings on planet Earth.
I mean,
I get it. That's why I had to ask.
You would sit on the side with all the other stand-ups waiting to go on, or people who just got off. The most miserable people in the world. I mean, God, and some of my dear friends are stand-ups.
Right.
You know, Joey Diaz, I love, Chris Stefano,
Sure.
Bill Burr, all great stand-ups.
Yes.
But when you hang out with a bunch of them, everything sucks. This guy sucks. I can't believe he's getting away with this shit. Nobody would laugh at that. Those are his friends.
How long's this guy going? He's cutting his special out there.
Oh, how about the guy who's following him? That's another. Look at the hole he's digging me in.
Yeah.
Now I got to get out of the hole just to be decent.
That's a real thing, though. That's
and
a
you
real
realize
thing.
that he's talking about like the godfather of his kid that's up there.
Exactly.
That's the thing too. Yeah, you feel like some stand-ups believe the worse you are to other stand-ups is the key to success in the business.
Wow.
Yeah, like you're right. It is it's terrible. And then there is a point in stand-up where you get past that bitterness and you learn to just enjoy it and let everybody find their own path.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but it's so crazy how much bitterness and anger there is in that industry because it should be way more happy.
Well, there's so
So I'm
neurotic.
not wrong what I'm saying.
no,
No,
you're
my
not
God,
wrong
no,
at
no,
all.
you-
Oh my God,
okay.
you put it gently.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Comics treat a room like it has a finite amount of laughs, and every laugh somebody else gets is one less laugh that they're going to be able to get. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
But you know what I learned about comedy that I loved is that I was with this group in the 70s, New York Comedy Players, and we would write stuff and do stuff. And Tom Wiswell, God rest his soul, he wrote this bit about Marlon Brando as an acting teacher. Make it a long story short, and I played. He played Brando and I played the actor, and it was really bad, and we bombed. And you know how it is when you bomb. It's
awful.
horrible. And then we did it again, and we bombed. And I said, Tom, this thing ain't funny. He goes, no, there's something there. And he kept working on it, and it became really funny. And I learned something from that. I went, wow, don't give up on it. Sometimes you just go, you know what, this thing sucks.
Yeah.
But he made it funny, and I never. It taught me a work ethic,
There is a part of you too that I think when you start bombing, there is a point where you just start laughing too at a point in your career because you're enjoying it so much to look at the disappointment on people's face that I think it's almost like it stops being a bomb to you because you're just enjoying the moment of how much they hate you.
yeah. Especially if you can take
I
it.
never heard it put that way. That's great.
Yeah, it's enjoyable.
Especially if you're doing material that's worked before.
Oh,
and you're
yeah.
like, everybody laughs at this.
Or-
What's going on here?
You know who
This
said
is-
that? I had Colin Quinn, who I love. Who's
Colin
brilliant.
Quinn is amazing.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And I said, Colin, did you ever? I said this to him. I go, Colin, did you ever write something and then it bombed, and you were like, wow, is it funny? He goes, no, they're wrong.
Well, Rick Rubin has
what he
that.
said. He
Rick
goes,
Rubin has
they're
that great
wrong.
quote. Have you seen that Rick Rubin quote where like, do you try to curate for the audience? He goes, no, the audience doesn't know what they like. I tell them what they like. If and it's Kurt Cobain, right? I think Kurt Cobain had the quote where he was like, if we listened to the executives, they would have had us be the Beatles. And it's like,
Yeah, he's right.
Once you create something and put it out into the world, you've succeeded. That's Rick Rubin.
Rick Rubin, that's right. Yeah.
It's what?
Once you've created something and put it out into the world, you've succeeded. That's Rick Rubin.
Wow.
Because you're on that side of it.
Yeah,
as
that's right.
opposed to
Yeah, that's right.
the critical side.
That's what Colin used to say. That's it. I don't give a shit.
And I kind of talking about comedy movies, if you don't mind, because that just reminded me. And I don't care what anybody says. Night at the Roxbury.
Love it.
You playing Mr. Zadir.
Speaking of Colin Quinn.
I can't, dude. It is so funny. Of just, did you grab my ass, sir? It is a physical impossibility for me to have grabbed your ass.
I know
while
your
I'm
tricks.
I know your tricks, dude. Me and Colin always laugh about that. Always.
Did you grab my ass? I'm sorry. What? It's all right if you did, but you're barking up the wrong tree.
How many Armenians did you have to hang out with to get into
my
character
God.
for that role?
I said, I'm going to do an Armenian accent and do it. Crazy. That
We
was good.
quoted that. What did he say? Sir, we just whatever just called from
I
Palm
know your
Beach.
tricks, Dewey.
It was funny when I was growing up, having no idea what LA was. Then when I spent time in LA, it made it so much funnier. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
L.A. was funny.
Yeah, I love when he calls from Palm Beach. He said it's physically impossible that he called. But you worked, and I wanted to say this because I don't think people realize Harold Ramis, who did obviously Caddyshack and Stripes and Ghostbusters, and Ivan Reitman directed it, but he was one of the writers. Harold Ramis was this brilliant comedian and brilliant director, and you did analyze this with him.
And that's Harold, man.
Yeah.
That's Harold. Harold was a brilliant writer, and he just knew what was funny, and I love him. God rest his soul. Really smart, and I really liked him a lot.
Yeah, like there's a scene because they say like there's so many movies that you are in that I think people don't realize maybe how brilliantly your comedic timing is. I mean, you were nominated for an Oscar for a comedy.
Yeah, for Bullets Over Broadway.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, with you and the scenes with like you and Jennifer Tilly, who's absolutely hilarious, but the scene with you and Billy Crystal. It really works, in my opinion, just the best because of how perfectly you're just getting angry at how stupid everybody in the room is.
It amplifies the joke. It's such important.
You know, and you guys know about this. When you have funny lines and you think you want to do it funny, forget it.
You can't.
You can't do it. It's horrible. In fact, you look like a bad actor. The more serious you play comedy, the more funnier it is. You know.
It's
because the reality is, how could this guy say this?
It's the genius of Seinfeld. It's the genius of Seinfeld, where most, to your point, where most sitcoms with really funny comedians fail, it's because they try to steal every scene and they try to be funny at every moment.
Yes.
Where Seinfeld, the brilliance of Seinfeld was he was the straight man in his own show, and he allowed himself to be the audience proxy, and all the craziness happened around him.
That's correct.
You know, and him being, to your point, sincere about, and you want to be my latex salesman. That's an incredible moment.
That was an ad-lib, too.
No.
Yes.
Was it?
That was an ad-lib.
Oh, that's awesome.
Jerry said that was an ad-lib.
No way.
Yes.
And you want to be my
that was an
latex
ad-lib. Just so you know, for the record, that was an ad-lib.
Is that right?
And you want to be my latex salesman. That was an ad-lib.
Did in your process, did you use a lot of ad-libbing? You know, especially...
Some movies, yes. Some movies, no.
Was Harold Ramis a fan of it?
He was a fan of ad-lib.
I would assume with Second City as a background.
Very big fan.
Yeah.
But, again, very smart, like Woody Allen was. He would let some people improvise, and some people he would say, stay on the script. He just felt like some people could do it and some can't. And he knew who to say, go, and some to say, no, stay with the script.
Right.
I'm letting him do it.
Is that a problem with the egos on set if somebody's allowed to ad-lib and
No,
somebody
but
else
the
is not?
actors I were with, they were all, world class. Jim Broadbent and, John Cusack, world class actors.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were all great.
So Woody was kind of against it, or was he?
No, he
was
was
for it.
He let some people do it.
Oh,
some
I see what you're
people
saying.
no.
Okay. No, that makes sense.
If he felt that you were really funny and you could do it, he let you do it.
Yeah.
If he felt that you wanted it more in the pocket, for you to set up the person who was ad-libbing, then just be in the pocket.
Would it depend on the scene too? Like
Yes.
if he really had to hit the note? Okay.
But he was very funny. Like John and I did this one scene, and he just walked over to us and he said, "You got to have a strong ego with him." He came over to us and he said, "Excuse me, guys, you know what was wrong with that scene? Everything." So me and John laughed, and we did it. We kept doing it, and then it was great. That became great. But he was funny. Woody's funny.
Oh, absolutely.
Like he's funny himself. Like
Yeah.
really funny.
Yeah.
He
Well, Annie Hall still holds up as one of the. It's such a good. It's a middle finger to the industry that he's producing a movie in.
Yeah.
And I mean, I hate to say it that bluntly, but it's really funny. Like the party that he's at,
Yeah.
he's insulting every type of person that would be at a Hollywood party.
He hates intellectuals.
Yes.
Hates them. He thinks they're like, snubby and full of themselves.
Yeah.
And that's Woody. He hates it.
Yeah. I always loved that scene in that movie because it's just perfect.
Yeah. When Alan Alda was so great in that. Comedy breaks. Real comedy just bends.
It's how you're truthful. He's hyper truthful for his own audience. It's his audience that he's satirizing, right? Like,
Yeah.
The truth in comedy, it's actually something that's been missing for 10 years, 15 years. We don't really have that kind of truthful comedy anymore. Really, even the low budget comedies that used to, I say this all the time. We as species, we tell stories. Like when we were sitting around campfires, and they're telling stories and writing on the walls. And this is how we pass along our values, right? And you look at something as simple as Tommy Boy, right? With Chris Farley, fat guy in a little coat. But really, I think about what that story is. That's a literal coming-of-age story. The guy has to go on a journey of self-discovery, grow up, save his father's company, get the girl. That's the American dream.
Yeah, I really think that the comics, the comedians, you guys, what you do, you dictate the tone. And I'm not being hyperbole of you. I'm serious. You dictate the tone of what's going on. Like when comics start pulling back on the edge, the movies start pulling back. It really does. When comics let go, like really, like just say anything, it makes the filmmakers feel like, all right, I could get away with this. I heard this, you know. So thank God it's shifting back your way now.
I think so.
I think it is, and I think the problem is, and we've seen a lot of it with comedies, especially in the last, I'd say 10, 15 years, is it's catering to an audience that it doesn't even know what that audience is. They just don't want to offend it.
Yes.
And that doesn't make any sense, because if you look at any good movie, and I'll use that has heart, like you just said, but if you look at like a Trains, Planes, and Automobiles, or if you look at Uncle Buck, or if you look at Analyze This, or you look at Bullets Over Broadway, or you look at movies that are supposed to have, they all have heart in them.
Yes.
And that's something that should come naturally to the script. I think if you're doing something with passion, your script's going to have heart. So now it's missing comedy, it's missing any sort of realism. So now you're either getting disgusting jokes that nobody really wants to watch because there's no real merit to it, and you're just getting comedy that's flat. Because I can't remember honestly, I can't think of the last comedy movie that I wanted to go and see.
It's like the imitation meat of comedy. It's not real meat. It looks like meat.
Yeah.
But it's made in some corporate sludge somewhere that they just put together and it came out. It's like that those Beyond Burger patties worth of comedy. That's kind of what it is.
You cannot get worried. You cannot worry about being canceled. You can't. You can't write like that. You cannot. Don't worry. If you go over the line, the audience will tell you, and they won't go see your movie. You know.
Right.
That's it.
But then you go over the line in the moment doesn't mean that there's, like, I'm sure when you did A Bronx Tale, having the interracial relationship must have been something at the time that raised a lot of eyebrows. Now that would be the whole reason they got greenlit.
That's a good
Yes, they, to give you an example, they wanted two things. That the studio gave me two notes. After we made a deal, the studio gave me notes. And the two big notes were two things. Ready for this? Take out the black and white thing. No love story. And Sonny has to live at the end. Two of the biggest fucked up notes you ever heard.
Wow. Would have ruined the movie.
So there's no point to the film?
Yeah.
Thank you, Dave.
But then we had no sequel.
So I'm sitting there like this. I'm going, listen to me. I'm at the table. I go, Sonny has to die because that's a catharsis. Sonny dying, the boy realizes that his father was right. He goes off and he has a life of a man.
It's the last lesson.
The black and white thing is another way he teaches his son to love, that it doesn't matter. And they go, and the guy goes, well, who would date a black girl in 1968? I go, me.
Yeah.
I go, I wrote it. I'm Calogero. I go, it's my life.
Right.
And then I left, and De Niro said to me, he goes, don't worry about it. He goes, they'll never bother you again. He told them, don't go near him again. They never bothered me again.
Wow.
That's awesome. The whole leaning over to open the car door was a test we would start using in the 90s.
Exactly.
Changed the culture, man.
Yeah.
It became culturally relevant.
They actually looked at you and said, take out all the lessons.
Yeah.
And Sonny lives.
Yeah. You're lucky they didn't pitch
What am I writing here?
You're lucky they didn't pitch you Bronx Tale 2, Sonny's Revenge. You
Yeah.
come back as a
You know how
zombie
many
going
times-
through
you know how
the...
many times they pitched it to me? I won't do it. I said, no, I don't want to do it.
Like, we'll have a nice white relationship.
Yes.
And nobody learned shit.
What if
Nobody
she was a blonde woman named, I don't know, Kay?
Would that work?
And then they wanted a black girl who was like half white, half black.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know, and De
You're
Niro wanted no. Bob,
You're like,
God-
we have enough Sicilians
God
in this
bless
movie
his
already.
soul. Bob said, no, we want a real black girl from the Bronx.
Yeah. Yeah, they're bringing in Holly Berry. They're like, here's our compromise.
Exactly.
Like,
Oh, who is it they talked about? Robin, right? Was that her name?
Gibbons.
Robin
Robin Gibbons.
Yeah, Robin Gibbons.
Gibbons.
Yeah.
I said, she's not black.
Right.
She,
They're like, yeah.
No, we want a black girl.
Yeah.
We're gonna put Kid from Kid and Play in a wig. It's gonna be great.
Now you not to switch up. You were a bouncer with Dolph Lundgren. Is that correct?
Yeah,
yeah.
1982.
Oh, that's
You were
awesome.
a door guy with Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah.
And then, so somebody had you and Dolph Lundgren working a door somewhere, and nobody decided to make a movie out of that.
No.
You know
That
what's
would've been
funny?
something.
Well,
Somebody
he
had a
came
story.
in fairness to that, I worked with Dolph just maybe a month or two, and then I left.
I just found out that he worked at Dolph Lundgren.
How crazy is that? Can you imagine getting drunk and you're hammered, and then you get dragged out by Chazz Palminteri and Dolph Lundgren? You're like, what the hell's going on?
Some guys did get dragged out, I gotta tell you.
Somewhere there's a guy still in AA going, I swear to God.
No, it was
Shut up,
them.
Dave.
It was them.
It was them. I swear. Shut
He's
up.
gonna watch this podcast and be like, you know how long I've been trying to tell you?
He's gonna do
Yeah,
the
it's
he's gonna do
true.
the Leo DiCaprio meme.
My rock bottom was Primo and Drago threw me out of a boat.
I never thought of that.
Too much moonshine for you.
That is funny. Yeah, sure. Come on.
Come on, relax.
That's all right. Come with us.
Yeah, are you drunk still?
Come with us, yeah. Yeah, they were bouncers. Was this a dream or what?
Yeah, what was it? What happened
Now,
here?
you're not going to know this, Chaz, because he's a good upright citizen now. But Dave has been arrested 13
I
times.
was, yeah.
13.
Yes, sir.
Dave was a miscreant. He has a great book out now
Yeah.
called Party of One.
All
A
for the
fuzzy
same-
memoir, yes.
Fuzzy
For
memoir.
the same crime?
Similar crimes, yeah. Alcohol and drugs.
Yeah, I was going to say, it could only be that.
Yeah, I've been sober for 16 years.
God bless you.
And yeah, my dad got sick with Agent Orange when I was about 13 from Vietnam, brain cancer.
Oh.
And the VA is great. They gave us nothing. So my dad was paying out of pocket for surgery. Ended up passing when I was 18. Eventually led to my mom's mental health issues, and she passed as a result of that. So I was I treated treated depression with alcohol.
Yeah.
And eventually, this is how comics aren't depressing. I'm
I
proving.
can see why you're a comic. Now I can see.
I just need to prove the point that you made earlier.
Yeah, because as I was talking, I said, gee, man, for a comic, he's pretty happy. you
Yeah,
know?
I'm actually very nice and upbeat, as your son learned yesterday. But yeah, I'm very nice to people. But yeah, no. So but yeah, after that, I was arrested many times and on drugs and alcohol, and now I'm good.
Do you talk about it in your stand-up?
Very much, yeah, a lot of it.
You know what's funny? You say that, Dave. I was very blessed to work with some great people. I worked with Arthur Miller, the great playwright.
Oh yeah,
You worked with Arthur Miller?
Yeah.
Wow.
We did a workshop of View from the Bridge.
Oh okay.
And I played the attorney. Anthony LaPaglia was Eddie. That's the main role. And I played the attorney who narrates and talks to people. And anyway, so I said to him, could you give me some piece of advice, Arthur? I said, about right. That's the great American playwright.
Oh, yeah.
World. Death of a Salesman, The Crucible, go on and on, right?
You got Marilyn Monroe.
Right.
It's got to be the greatest thing a playwright ever did
Imagine
ever.
that, right?
Oh, yeah.
He took away from Joe DiMaggio. Think about that.
Think
shit.
about that.
Yeah, that's
So anyway, he said, I never forgot this, and it's just what you said and just what you said. He said, when you're writing and you get to a point and you say, oh, fuck, I can't say this. This is too much. He goes, that's where the gold is.
it is.
And he said, that's what you write.
Yep.
Don't be afraid of offending anyone. Don't be afraid of anything. When you go, oh, that's too much, write it. And I never forgot that.
That's the truth. When I wrote my book, I wrote my book 5 years ago. I finally put it out this year. It's done really well, and authors who have read it love it, and it was my story.
Yeah.
And I was afraid to put it out. But I mean, I talked about it on stage. I started getting into my addictions. People began relating. People that have come up to me now after shows just saying, thank you for what you wrote. It's helped me. But I didn't write it for those reasons.
Exactly.
I wrote it just to write it.
Right.
But I was a little afraid to put out my book because of how deeply personal it was to me.
It's very vulnerable.
Yeah, and now I felt so good putting it out, and it's rewarding just because I did it.
It's almost like what you did now almost feels better now.
Oh, it feels way better. Yeah,
It's like a catharsis.
it's out. It's out of
It's
me
out.
finally.
It's
and
out of your mind.
Yeah.
Has your son read your book?
Oh God, no. He's 10.
Yeah.
He will read it, and I'll have to
will
be
he?
like, son, listen, I was kidding about all that acid. I'm surprised my kid wasn't born with gills.
You know what's funny? when my kids grew up, when they were in elementary school, high school, they would say, Dad, are you telling me you never took a drug? I said, never.
Yeah.
Never.
Never once?
They said, "You'd never smoked?" Not never. I said, "No, it just wasn't for me." And then when they got into college, I was writing my book and I started talking and I felt more free, and I had a spurt in the '60s.
Sure.
But,
A spurt.
all right, a while. All right. Well, I had it. You know, where
I
was-
had a little decade.
it was like drugs and pot and cocaine and
Yeah.
and everything and LSD and
Oh, yeah.
you know. So then they go, "You lied to us. You lied." And they go to me, "You lied." I said, "I lied because I didn't want you saying what you're saying right now. That is, well, if you did it, then I could do
Exactly.
it." I said, "No, now you're old enough to know it's bad."
It's called good parenting.
Yeah, exactly.
Do as I say, not
Then
as I
they
do.
found out that. Well, he goes, "Dad, why is it every 5 years I learn something new about you?"
Because in due time.
He goes, "You what? You were there when the guy shot?" I go, "Yeah," but he goes, "Why didn't you tell me this?" I go, "Just forget." He goes, "Every 2 years I learn something new."
But think about how weird it would be the other way if he just sat you down randomly and was like, "Hey, let me tell you about this time I did LSD."
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just trying to have a bagel, Dad. Relax.
Boy, let me tell you about hard drugs.
Yeah, my son goes to a Christian school. You know, I don't want to sit him
Thank
down.
you.
I was raised Catholic. Yeah, I can't sit him down and go, let me explain the birds and the bees to you.
No, you don't. You know
Yeah,
what?
you know.
Let him get older. He'll find out.
Right. And then, and then when I'm sitting him down, I'm like, now let's talk about snorting ketamine. And let me tell you,
You know how there's communion wine, son?
yeah, let me tell you what it's like to bong a fifth and wake up in a mental hospital.
Right. Wow.
There's
Yeah.
not- like there's just, it's like, also with my book, after he reads it, I don't think he's going to go, gee, I want to do drugs.
Right,
You know, that's the
exactly.
good part too. It's nothing that's like, boy, this looks fun. That's
You
the
that's-
know,
best
you
that's
don't
part
want.
of
You
growing
know,
up,
I
though.
did the right thing.
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
right. It's
Part
called
of
good
growing up.
parenting.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's part of
Thank
growing
you.
up. One of the hardest things for a young man when you're growing up is when you realize one day your dad is just a man. You know,
true.
we grow up our whole lives, and your dad is more than a man to you. He's, you know, he's a godly figure. He's somebody that you look up to for,
is.
respect and adulation. And this is your guide through life. This is your rock. And then one day you wake up and you realize he's just a dude trying to figure it out like everybody else, man.
That's why I just do all my drugs now.
That's why what?
Well,
I'm
we'll
not
cut
going to
that
repeat
out.
it.
We'll cut that out.
He said it's why he's why he never touched drugs ever.
The only drug I touch is tobacco. Chazz Palminteri's premium cigars. Chazz Palminteri's premium cigars, not laced with LSD.
Not. Please. That's right.
You ever hear what Pete Rose? You talk about Joe DiMaggio. You ever hear what Pete Rose said about Joe DiMaggio?
No.
It was over in the '70s, and I got sent over to Vietnam to do something USO for the
Right.
troops. And they're on base, and none of the plumbing's working. So they got these showers that they rigged up. They basically put like like those PVC buckets, and they drilled holes in them, so somebody would have to stand up and
Right.
pour the water in through so you'd shower. And nobody wanted to do it. And Joe DiMaggio, after like 2-3 days, was like, "I can't take it anymore. I got to take a shower." So he has Pete Rose pour the water on him, and he goes, "It ruined our relationship. I can never look at the guy the same way again." and he's like, "Why?" He's like, "Because that's not a man. That's a cock with a man hanging from it." He goes, "No wonder the guy got 55 hits. No wonder the guy got a hit in 55 straight games. He was swinging with 2 bats."
It's the most confidence a human being's ever had.
Well, that's
Pete
funny.
Rose, man.
It's just cheating.
What do you? You're a big baseball fan, Chad. You think Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
What do you think about Barry Bonds?
No.
You don't think Barry Bonds?
No. See, Pete Rose, it didn't make his ability hitting 4,161. I mean, that was a great, what he did. Look, 30 years he was out of baseball. People commit murder and they're out before that. That was his punishment. Put the guy in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
He was never allowed to go back into baseball, sign autographs, reap the reward of all these people. That was his punishment. Let it go now. Put him in the Hall of Fame after he died. Is he in the Hall of Fame now?
No.
I believe they're letting him in now.
They're not gonna let him in. I guess they're gonna basically let him in. They're reinstating him for the ballot.
Is that what
the-
it
gonna
is?
be
Okay.
okay.
The guy, over 120 years of baseball, no one hit as many hits as him. How could you not put him in the Hall
Well,
of Fame?
Ichiro, if you count Japan, they
Yeah,
count
but I'm
Japan out.
sorry.
Yeah.
No, you can't. Ichiro, I'm sorry. You can't count it. But Ichiro's a Hall of Famer.
Oh, yeah,
He's
that boy
a
can
huge
play.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
I mean, he still came close, right? Did he get 4,000 yet? No.
Who, Ichiro?
Ichiro.
Yeah. Well, if you combine
combine him,
yeah, he
yes.
got 3,000 in the big leagues, man.
Got 3,000 in the big leagues, which
Yeah.
is big time.
Big time, man.
I was walking through the MGM Grand because I was doing Brad Garrett's comedy club, and
Yeah.
Pete was signing balls. And I stopped to talk to him, and like my poster was up. So he's like, "Oh wait, you're that guy."
Yeah.
And I just sat there and watched baseball with him and talked because it was like just a light day. There was nobody really there, and he was so nice, just talking sports and everything. Then he signed a free ball for my brother that I gave him to for Christmas.
That's big.
And like he was really a nice, kind guy. So just based on that, regardless of anything else, I think he should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
That's just my own personal opinion.
DiMaggio never signed a baseball
Really?
unless you paid him.
Really?
Really?
No one signed a baseball. He came to a restaurant. He was invited to come to a restaurant in my neighborhood. And the wise guy was there, the boss. And they all ate. DiMaggio was there with a couple of friends of his. And at the end, this guy himself went over to the table and said, "Excuse me, Joe." Now, this is a big wise guy. Said, "How's the ball?" I said, "Joe, would you sign this for my nephew?" And he went like this. He went, yeah. He goes, "I knew I had to pay for this dinner," and said it loud enough for him to hear. This guy, so it's a legendary story. Grabbed the baseball out of his hand. Said, "Get the fuck out of my restaurant." What? Get the fuck out. He threw them all out of his restaurant.
Wow, that's disrespectful.
That's a true story.
Wow.
Yeah, that's scumbaggy, unfortunately to say.
I mean, just sign the fucking thing.
Yeah, that's all you have to do.
It's a fucking baseball.
Yeah, and it's what you did. Like people loved you for it. Just sign the one thing.
Can you
people
imagine if
loved
somebody
you.
asked them to take a picture nowadays? I mean, now you don't sign anything anymore. It's all pictures. You know? Yeah.
But you know what? For Pete to sign it with no money, he was a good guy.
So I had a little bit of a different
Yeah,
experience with.
He's paid. Yeah,
I had a little bit of a different experience. I played with Pete Rose Jr. I played with Junior in the minors, and Pete came out to watch one of our games. On
no,
Long
this
Island.
was the dad.
Yes,
kidding.
yes. But so we're at an Applebee's in Long Island, and Pete Rose he runs up like a $200 tab at Applebee's on Long Island. We're drinking like Dollaritas, and we're loving it. He's telling us all these stories, and we're having a great time. He goes, "Guys, all right? I'll see you at the game tomorrow." Blah blah blah. And he walks out, and we're like, "Did he just leave us with the tab?" This is like half our salary.
He left you with the tab?
He left us with the tab. Also, how do you run up $250 at Applebee's? How many fucking margaritas is that, dude? That's a lot.
This was Pete Rose?
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Did he have the ribs?
My friend told me a great story. He loved Mickey Mantle.
He's like, "Pay it, rookie."
Mickey Mantle, like me, Mickey Mantle was my favorite. I loved it.
Yeah.
So he goes, "Let me tell you about Mickey Mantle, Chazz." He goes, "I went to Mickey Mantle's restaurant when it was there." He goes, "And Mantle is there." And he was there in the beginning. He said, "My wife loved Mickey Mantle. She asked me, she goes, 'Could he just sign the napkin?' That's all." He says, "Well, I don't want it." So he waits till Mantle goes in the bathroom. He takes the napkin, he walks in the bathroom. And he says, Mantle's washing his hands, and he goes, "Excuse me, Mr. Mantle, I just want to say my wife was out there. She didn't want to bother. Could you just sign the napkins?" And he goes, "She wants me to sign the napkin." And he's drying his hands. He goes, "She wants me to sign the napkin." Here you go. He goes, "I'll tell you what, fuck you and fuck her."
Oh my god!
And walks out.
What?
And
Mickey
walks-
Mantle?
Mickey Mantle said he was drunk.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But even Mantle admitted when he got older that he was not a good drunk. He was a nasty person.
Well, at Old
Yeah.
Timers, he's got the famous story at Old Timers Day. I think Billy Crystal tells this story.
Yeah.
They had an Old Timers Day when they were getting rid of the old stadium. They had all these guys out, and they had them fill out a card to say what your favorite memory of the old stadium was. And it was like, "Oh, winning Game 7 of the World Series, pitching a no-hitter." And Mickey Mantle, as a joke, writes. Have you heard this?
I have.
He writes as a joke. He's like, I got a blowjob from a blonde with the greatest tits under the bleachers in '67," and writes it down. And the guy's not reading; they're just reading it. So they read it. I got a blow, and then they stop on the thing in front of everybody.
So Mantle was. He said, "If I knew I was going to live so long, I would have taken better care of myself."
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, he also had like a wound on the side of his body from alcoholism when he was doing the 61.
Well,
even in the movie, they
kind of alcoholism. It was an infection he was getting from injections. He had the
Yeah.
same doctor as Kennedy.
That's what it was.
Well, this is the thing about Barry
But he
Bonds,
was
too.
still drinking
It was
when he wasn't
amphetamine.
supposed to.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
amphetamine. Well, he was getting these injections because he was hungover all the time.
Right.
And it was amphetamines and testosterone. It was basically juice. It was steroids.
Yeah.
Right? So, but it was the same doctor that they said messed up Kennedy. That had Kennedy because he had a very bad back.
Yes.
So he was on these like incredible painkillers the whole
So he
time.
was shot in the head.
Does your back still hurt? CIA's like, "I can fix your back."
Yeah. that's true.
Israel's like, "We have a cure for the back."
It's just too.
Yeah, man. So you are so good at comedy, but you are so well known for your dramas.
Yeah.
Is there a different preparation for each?
No, I like the comedies. Don't get me wrong. I love Usual Suspects and
That's one of my favorites. I think it's one of America's
Hurly
favorites.
Burly and all those. You know, I love Mulholland Falls, all dramas, I love them. But I just love doing comedy. So when I was on Modern Family, I loved it. It was
That's a
great.
great. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you got to explore a whole different
I got
character
to
on Modern
explore,
Family.
yeah.
Hurly Burly is such an underrated masterpiece that I
It
think
is
people
great.
don't know.
But
It's
see,
such
there
a
you
good
couldn't,
movie.
you couldn't ad-lib.
Oh, is that very, very specific? To
Yeah,
the
because
script?
it's all in, intonations and stuff. It'll be like, yes, no, huh? Really? No. Yeah? No. Kidding. Wow. When that happened? It's like street Shakespeare.
Yeah,
So
it's-
you can't improv. You can't.
It's like the talk porn kind of thing that was popular for a minute, but then
Yes.
he upped the ante on it.
He did.
Yeah, it was a different way of
David
doing
Rabe,
it. Yeah,
yes.
that's his name. Yes, that's what I loved about that movie. Nothing had been done like it ever.
Ever.
And that's
Ever,
why
yeah.
I don't. Not enough people have seen that movie to realize how good it is, and that's not to knock it. That's just I think if you're watching, watch Hurly Burly because it's this fantastic film that is really underrated.
Yeah. Yes, I agree with you.
Yeah, it really
But it was
is.
just very this thing that you're telling me. So you're saying that I am a potted plant? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
You couldn't have it, and you couldn't. And David Ray was like, no improvising. So you had to.
With Usual Suspects, how long was that shoot? Was that kind of fairly quick?
That's funny you said that. I was shooting another movie right after that called Jade.
Oh yeah, I know. Jane.
I was doing Jade, so I only had 10 days. So what they did was they brought me in, they put me in a room with Kevin Spacey for 10 days straight. We shot all our scenes, and then they started the movie.
Okay, that's awesome.
So that was amazing.
That's really cool. And it was just the back and forth of you two and everything behind
It was
you.
like doing
the
a play.
cup. Yeah.
And then they put it in. I mean, the director, Brian Singer, and the writer, Chris McQuarrie, they just wrote great shit, man.
Is it true the urban legend that each person got a different script where they were Kaiser Sose?
No,
that's
that's
not
a
true.
lie.
That's one of those Reddit
I can
lies.
tell you one thing. Everybody thought they were Kaiser Sose.
How's that right?
They said, no. Gabriel Byrne, to this day, I still break his balls. He thinks he was Kaiser Sose. I go, Gabriel, you weren't Kaiser Sose.
Yeah.
Kevin was Kaiser Sose.
They did a wonderful job of making the audience think he was Kaiser Sose the whole
Yeah,
time.
and it was so brilliant because you didn't know what was true and what was real.
Yeah.
Like, what did I just look at?
One of my favorite moments, I think, in life, as sad as it is, my friend Sean and I are sitting down. I'm like, you got to watch this movie. It's one of the best movies I've ever seen. I'm 13. We put in Usual Suspects. My brother walks down and Spacey's on the screen. And he goes, Kaiser Sose, and walks out of the room. And I'm like, you motherfucker.
Really?
Swear to God. And I go, you're still going to enjoy the movie. Trust me. And then at the end, my friend Sean just looks at me and goes, I hate your brother.
Yeah, because it's a great ending.
Yeah. And he still liked the movie, obviously, for the
Yeah.
acting, but he's like, I seriously hate your brother.
No, you did such a great job bullying Verbal Kint in that. You know what I mean?
was
And it's
so good.
It really, because you start rooting for Verbal. You know that he's
Yeah.
getting beaten down by this guy, and it turns
Yeah.
out he's been the wolf in sheep's
He's
clothing
been-
the whole
he's
time.
been the wolf.
Exactly.
The whole time, yeah. You're against you. And that scene, too, where it clashes at the end where he starts walking straight,
Yeah.
your vulnerability just kicks up. The way that you start realizing
The
it.
realization.
Yeah.
Holy
and
shit,
everybody-
that's him.
And you,
walked
they
out.
I
start,
had him.
Had him.
and the power dynamic just switches so
Yes.
well in that last scene. It's like nothing that was I've never seen anything like
Yeah,
it
the
in
director,
cinema.
I mean, that's the director and the writer. They did a great job, man. I have to say, it's a great. It's one of my top favorite movies. My top favorite movie that I did, for me, my performance was Guide to Recognizing His Saints. That one.
That's a good movie. Yeah, that's a very good
I
movie.
love that movie.
Yeah, Pool Hall Junkies is great.
Pool
I mean,
Hall
because
Junkies.
that's
Mars
a movie
Callahan.
that honestly nobody like. It's about pool. Like
It's
nobody
great.
would give a shit. You know, like
Yeah.
outside of Rogan, it's one of Rogan's favorite films.
Yeah.
But he's
Pool Hall
he's a
Junkies?
well, he's a pool
Oh,
shark apparently. He plays like national.
I
tournaments.
got some funny stories with Chris on that. Christopher
How
Walken.
great was Christopher Walken?
Chris
man?
is
that
Chris is like, forget it.
You want to talk about owning a monologue? Sometimes,
Yeah.
the lion.
He's the guy. The lion. You know, Chazz. The lions.
Is it true
The
that
lions is trouble. I mean,
How do you keep a straight face when he's doing a take like that?
Chris,
You know?
Chris could recite the phone book, and it's fucking great.
Yeah.
Really, he's that interesting.
right?
You know, I had lunch with him once at his house. You know, and he's looking out the window. I'll never forget it. He's got his hand up, and he's looking out the window, and you know, my sandwiches there. And I said, Chris, you gonna eat? Chris, we're gonna eat. And he's looking out the window. He goes, you know, the guy with the fucking cross, he's cutting the fucking trees down. and the guy was just cutting trees down, and Chris went off on the guy ruining the neighborhood, you know. And I'm like, what the fuck? Just let's eat, you know. But the way he does it, my angel of mercy, wow. You know, it's like period. Speaks in non sequiturs. You know, Dave, you know. And I don't do them great at all.
You're doing pretty good. I don't know. I think you're doing pretty good.
I do them okay.
Spot on.
There's guys that, you know, there's guys that can really do them great.
Is the birthday?
Jay Moore does them.
Spot
Jay
on.
Moore.
Jay Moore does
Oh,
the
boy.
best.
Jay Moore. And I got to tell you, you know who else is, he was in Usual Suspects with me. He's a comedian too. He's stand-up.
Oh, Kevin Pollak.
Kevin
Kevin
Pollak.
Pollak, yeah.
He does them great.
Spot on.
I mean, they do it really great.
Dude, Kevin Pollak told a story on Rich Eisen that was so funny. He was talking about Jack Nicholson and how he gives like every take. Even when he's not on camera, he shows up. He gives every take.
Yeah.
And so they did that famous courtroom scene in A
Yeah.
Few Good Men, and they shot all of what's it called?
Tom Cruise. They shot
Tom
around.
Cruise is first, right?
Yeah.
And then so he gives the same take with the same energy each
Right.
time. And so giving to you know your coworkers, and then the camera switch, they 180, it goes on him, and he does the take with you Lieutenant Weinberg for the first time after doing it for 2 hours without doing it,
Yeah.
and Pollock is sitting there going, "That's my actual reaction," because I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like it's like, what does that have to do with anything? And Nicholson was like, "Well, obviously, if he's an anti-Semite, everybody's gonna know he's evil because he's kind of in the way they wrote it. He kind of has a point, you know what I mean?" So Nicholson's like, "I gotta make him a bad guy." So he does the take for the first time. You Lieutenant Weinberg, and Pollock. If you look at if you watch the scene again, you see Pollock go like, "What the fuck?" Like,
Kevin Pollak had a great story about Walter Matthau because he said he was a gambling addict and he would always play the ponies. So he walks up to him. It's on Grumpy Old Men. And he's like, I was also in the really well-titled sequel, Grumpier Old Men, if you haven't seen that. And he said, I walk up to him and I go, I just want to say I'm really honored to be in this movie with you. It's a really good script. We're going to have fun. And he goes, the script sucks. I owe my bookie $2 million.
You know what? You know what he said to me? Walter Matthau. He said, I don't know how he spoke, but he said, "You're a schmuck, Chazz. I'm sorry to say, but you're a schmuck." I said, "I'm not a schmuck. Fuck, how can you call me a schmuck? Because I'm telling you, you're a schmuck. In fact, if there was a contest, who was the biggest schmuck in the fucking world, you would come in second." And I would say, "Well, why can't I come in first?" He goes, "Because you're a schmuck."
why was he calling you a schmuck? What
No,
was
we
the
were
problem?
fucking around. You know what I'm saying? And I thought that was so fucking funny. Because you're a schmuck.
Well, you know, I mean, listen, the art is the art, but this is also a job too. You got to pay your bills. I mean, Michael Caine's got a great quote about
Yeah.
that. They were talking about Jaws 4. It's like one of the worst movies ever made. And we're like, "What do you think about Jaws 4?" He's like, "I don't know, but I like the house it bought my mother."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, like,
Well, he said yes to everything.
Yeah,
But he
you know.
liked to work.
Well, there is a point. Like I did a few movies there's about 8 movies that I never saw. And
You've
some
never
of-
seen the movie that you were in.
Yes.
Interesting.
There's about 7 or 8 I never saw them. And people can't get over it. I go, no, I didn't want to see it. And I did a movie. They offered me this movie, and it was not a good movie. And I didn't do it. Then they offered me more, and then they offered me more. Then they went back and doubled the whole thing. And my wife said, "You know, I read it. It's not that bad." And then she said, "Come on."
And they're filming
She
in the
goes-
Canary
she goes,
Islands.
"Honey, come on." She goes, "This is ridiculous now." And I said, "You're right." And I did it. And it was bad. It was really bad. But you know what? I bought something with it, and it was great. So fuck it. And you know what? Has it turned my career into anything? No. Because I'm at the point now that I could just do what I
Oh,
want.
your work stands on its own. Yeah,
so-
I mean,
Yeah, I don't think there's a problem with that. I mean, you're acting for money.
you're
That's the goal, right?
And let's be
I
honest,
mean,
you're already in the Hall of Fame, brother.
You
know
are,
what I
yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
you
You're the A+ list.
Yeah, your jersey's hanging in the Raptors. You can kind of do what you want.
These
to do.
aren't my Emmys.
Oh, shit. My wife put it there.
Too late now.
I'm really sorry about
Don't
that.
be sorry.
She put the friggin'...
This is the closest I'll ever be to an Emmy.
You know what, Bill Burr, I had him originally behind it, and Bill was the one who said Chazz. get rid of the fucking Emmys.
No, we'll keep
And
him.
I did. I got rid of it. And
That's
she
such
puts it
a
back
Bill
on.
Burr thing
Oh,
to
I know.
say.
He told
Yeah.
me, Chazz, get rid of the fucking Emmys.
Yeah, then
And he
Bill-
made me feel so bad that I got rid of him, and my wife puts him back.
Then
Oh,
Bill
shit.
gets one. It's his necklace.
Bill's the type of guy that gets angry when his food tastes good. Like, oh, what are you, chef? We get it. What are you, a cook?
Yeah.
Well, he's so fucking great, man. You know.
Oh, he's hilarious.
Well, I mean, now that you're at a point where you do, I know you're writing. What are the projects that excite you now? Are there projects that you do that excite you that you get jazzed
My
up
writing
for?
excites me more than even my acting and my directing. I just love writing. I love when I see. There's something about the writing that, people remember the actors who did Shakespeare. They don't really remember, but they remember Shakespeare.
Mm-hmm.
And so I love the writing aspect of it, where when you leave this earth, people will be doing your words and saying your words. And I find that to be, I don't know, when I'm watching somebody else do my words, that's when I feel not a little nervous,
It's got to be nice. Like when I first wrote some stuff when I was at Second City, and we put on a play, but it's sketches. And then when I write sketches, and he's been in them, and I've been in stuff that he wrote, it's not the same feeling, obviously, as like a Bronx Tale, but it's got to be nice to see something that you created that was your story.
Yeah.
And then people bring that to life. Is that an amazing thing to
Dave,
watch?
it's, I think about it, I wrote the one-man show, and then they did it in Italian in Italy, and they did it in French in Paris. And I went to see it, and it was great.
That's incredible.
And there were hits there, and I didn't know what they were saying. I just sat there, and people laughing around me, and I figured I knew what he was saying.
Yeah.
And I was laughing, and it was such a thrill. And then the screenplay, and then I wrote the musical on Broadway, and it's
Do you know how many performances of A Bronx Tale, the one-man show, you've done?
yeah,
How many have you done?
1,061.
You've done over 1,000
Yeah,
performances.
1,061. Yeah.
You and does it play? Because it's such a New York centric story, but it's so much about the human condition and the relationships.
Gerard-
Does it play when you're in
Gerard-
Arkansas?
It works all over.
Really?
I'm embarrassed. Even, it just never fails. It just never fails.
Well,
I don't understand it.
it's timeless.
It's timeless.
I mean, it really is. It's set in the Bronx. It's true, but it's also a story that it is timeless. I mean, it's something that can go back, go forward. It's,
Right.
It's father and son, and it's morality,
And it's morality. That's exactly right.
which they didn't want you to do, but I'm glad you chose to.
Yeah, and
Well, it was really, De Niro has to take all the credit for that because I didn't have any power back then. And Bob said, we're doing it the way he wrote it. And that's it. It's really Bob who did that.
in many ways, I mean, a lot of people think, and this is, this has been well documented. This is not something that we're pulling out of the ether.
Right.
But a lot of people consider it to be the perfect movie, one of the most perfect movies ever made.
It is.
And you say eternal. It's almost biblical, Shakespearean, in that it's the angel and the demon fighting over the soul of the innocent youth.
Yes.
You have the father on one shoulder, you've got the devil on the other shoulder,
Well,
and the temptation of the devil. Look at the
no,
money.
no,
Look at the.
but no. Here's what makes it. See, people on face value, it looks at that, but it's not. What makes the movie a classic, and what people say is, the father and Sonny are telling the boy exactly the same thing. Go to school. Don't be a wise guy. Do the right. The thing that makes it, what I read in this book, they wrote all about. They did a chapter on Bronx Tale. Professor Robert Coles. I never knew that until I read it, and I didn't know I was doing it when I wrote it. To be honest with you, he said, "It has to be. It's the boy who has to choose who's right and wrong, because they're both telling him the same thing.
Free will.
So the boy has to decide who's giving me the best advice here. So what he does is he takes the best from Sonny, the best from his father, and becomes a man.
What do you think happened to Calogero after in the years that come in that world, in that universe?
In real life?
Well, in real life, I know, but
Yeah.
in that universe, what happens to Lorenzo and Calogero?
Well, it's me. What happens? It's me.
The right side. And,
I went to the right side.
I think one of the things in the movie too that I maybe overlooked is Joe Pesci's character who comes back in.
Right.
There's forgiveness,
Yes.
and that's something that's I think really important. Like he did something terrible to this guy,
Yes.
but then he shows up at the end to just say goodbye to the person that hurt him,
Yes.
and that's something that you don't see a lot of. And there's always vengeance and anger, and there's him coming back to say, goodbye.
Well,
And
parking
that's-
is a very sensitive thing in New York City, you know. So.
And,
Well,
but you,
yes.
you know what's funny is you never
Especially around
really
the holidays.
you never really know what the fight was about ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Now, my father knew, and I asked my father about it. I said, "What was that fight about?" Now, my father died at 90, a Sicilian, tough Sicilian, 100%. And he would never, ever tell me why. He's never given, and he was like 80, I think he was 88 at the time. I said, "Dad, they're all dead. Everybody." He goes, "Why do you got to know first? You never know. It's no big deal."
Right.
I go, "Well, what was it?" He goes, "Yeah, things happen, money, women, it's all bullshit." Wouldn't tell me. Because he didn't want me to have that burden of knowing. I don't know why. But, and that's what really makes it's not a mob movie, it's a family movie.
Yes.
I mean, this
a
one
period piece.
and I'm embarrassed by, and it's not false humility. It's not, because when they say things like, Bronx Tale is Homer, it's Homer, and I go, Homer, what? Homer's like, they said no, it's Homer. What you wrote is Homer, in a new form, like, and I'm like, I didn't know I was that smart. I got to be honest with you. I just wrote something from my heart, so I don't know all these other things they're all saying about it. That just happens. Lightning in a bottle. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, and a very true thing in that film and things that I've witnessed in my life is that one choice you make that can result in death or one of the worst nights of people's lives,
Yes,
it's real.
it's real.
And the one choice you make not to do that, it's very important.
If I stay in the car, I'm not here now.
Right. And the way it's vivid in that,
Yeah.
it's very real. And that's an important lesson in that movie because it's the truth and it's shown. And that scene will stick with you forever if you watch it. And it's good that it does because it's a lesson that I think that honestly, kids of, I shouldn't say kids of that age, but people that age need to see because it's the
Right.
reality of choice, of making that choice.
Making the right. You know what, David? In A Bronx Tale, if people want to still see it live, they go to chazzpalminteri.net,
Okay.
or they could watch it. I just finished writing and directing it, obviously, and I filmed it, and they can see it on Amazon.com if they can't get to the theater. But see it live, because at the end of the performance, I have these cards, "The saddest thing in life is wasted talent," and I thought I had one here. And I pick out two kids. I usually like them to be 10, 11 years old, 12, like that.
Yeah.
And they come out, and anybody 10, and some kids come up, and I give them a card that says "wasted talent." I said, "This is a contract between you and me. Stay away from drugs, alcohol, and get great marks in school." And we shake on it. I said, "Okay," and I give them a card. And I've been doing this now for many years. So I get people. Sometimes I'll get a parent, they come over to me, and I'll see this boy with them that's 30 years old. And I say, we saw your show 21 years ago. My son was 19. You gave him a card. He's a lawyer now." And I go, and he says to me, "Your card changed my whole path in life." And I go, "Thanks." I don't even remember even the kid. But I always get people that come over and say that.
That's incredible.
I know,
And that's kind of the goal, isn't it?
that's the power.
Yeah.
Being impactful,
Yeah.
very impactful.
That's the power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the true not wasting your talent. By the way, you've been given a platform.
And that my father.
You've earned a platform.
My father's the one who said that line. I didn't
Yeah.
write that. My father he wrote it on a card. He put it in my room. Put it in my two sisters' rooms. And every day growing up, he would go, "Hey, you look at the card today?" I go, "Dad, leave me alone. Don't ever waste your talent." And so, as I got older, that forced me to the right way.
Did he ever give you crap about giving him a writing credit on the movie? He was like,
It was one
I
line.
wrote a line here.
No, never.
How about a little residual, a little something.
No. Never. But he always told me to not do. And he and his friend. And I had relatives who were wise guys. Relatives that my father loved, but he always would say to me, "You cannot get in that life." Sonny never wanted me in that life, but my father said, "But it doesn't matter what he says. You will be influenced just being around him, and you will be in danger just being around
Sure.
him." Which he was right. The biker fight, many things.
Oh, for
Did
sure.
you ever get jammed up? Were you ever arrested for anything?
No.
Just stay
Because,
straight and narrow.
in fairness to the guys, the wise guys, they would never, when things got serious, they would say, "Yeah, all right, Chazz, we'll see you tomorrow."
Right.
They would, because they knew I was a good kid. I didn't want to be part of that.
Right.
But I knew. Do I have time to tell you a story?
Go for it.
Yeah, of
But
course.
I knew when this happened, when Bronx Tale busted big, and about 2 years after that, I was very big, and I got nominated for the Academy Award. And I went back to my neighborhood, and I went into this bar where we all used to hang out, the Wise Guys. And all the guys were there, they were hugging me, and, hey, Chazz, we're so happy for your success. Very nice. But then all of a sudden, one guy came on and said, look, I won't say his name, because he's famous. You would know who he is. And he said, so-and-so wants to see you in the back. They want to talk to you. And as soon as he said that, I knew what it was about. I knew it. I knew it, David. I knew it. In my heart, I grew up with him. I knew it. And he said, yeah, could you come? And I said, yeah, sure. And I said, my friends were there, and I went to go meet the older Wise Guys. And I'm walking towards the back, and it was like a tunnel. And in the back, I see them around a checkered white table sitting there. And as I'm walking towards them, I said, they're going to ask for a piece of me. I know it. I said, I will. And my hand to God, if I didn't repeat this, I swear on God himself, I said, I will take a bullet in the fucking head before I let them have this. I said that, Gerard. I actually said that. I said, I'll die at the table, but no one will ever get this from me. And I walked in, hey, smiling, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Kissing everybody. I said, oh, well, we're so proud of you, all the guys, and they were all, was like, there was 3 made guys and 2 soldiers. And I said, yeah, thank you. And he said, look, we have our friend, says his name, who's famous. He was in L.A. at the time. He says, he's in L.A. now. I go, oh, really? I said, he's out there? He goes, yeah. He said, he's in the business. He's in the movie business. I said, oh, great. And we thought that maybe you can partner with him and he can make some calls for you. And I said, I got to be honest with you. I said, I really don't need anybody to make phone calls for me now. And he said, oh, I could feel like around the room.
Yeah.
He goes, oh, yeah, well. And then the other guy jumps in, who I hated this motherfucker his whole life.
Yeah.
He goes, well, you're a big star now. You don't need anybody. Mm-hmm. I go, no, I'm not a big star. You're the big star. It's not me. My father always told me, you disarm them. Don't give them a reason to get mad at you. And I said, you're the big star, not me. What am I? I said, I'm an actor. I'm a fucking actor. What am I? And he says, I said, I just don't need anybody to make a phone call for me. And he goes, and I stood up. I stood up right away. Mm-hmm. And once you get up, the meeting's over.
Yeah.
I stood up. I said, hey, guys, I'm sorry, but I really got to run. And he goes, the one I hated, says, come on, I'll go out with you. He goes, the FBI will take some pictures of you and me together. Just like that. Oh. I said, nah, I don't need any photos. See you around, guys. I left, got in my car. I never went back to that place again since 1994. Never. Ever. And they're all of them dead now. I still won't go back there.
I don't blame you.
I'm shocked they let you walk out.
Yeah, that's...
They let me walk out.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you the reason why. Because the big one liked me. The boss liked me. But also my best friend was, his name was Phil Folia. And he's the guy, when I ever do my podcast, I have behind me on my shoulder. They were afraid of him because he worked with Giuliani.
Oh.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
He worked, and I knew that.
A bigger gang.
Bigger gang.
Yeah.
Tougher gang.
Yes.
And I knew they must have said, you know what? He's with Phil. We don't need the fucking aggravation.
Yeah, they wanted to see. They were testing the waters. Because normally if those guys are, I don't need to tell you, if those guys are asking a question, they're really making a statement.
They're making a statement.
Yeah,
of
there's
course.
no...
But here's the thing. Here's the problem with people when they ask. You say yes, and then you say no. You can't do that. You can't say yes, and then after a month say no. Then all bets are off.
But once you say yes, it's a forever
Once you
yes.
say yes, you're done.
Yep.
So if I would have said yes to these motherfuckers,
When they're squeezing you.
if I would have said yes back then, all the shit that I did and accomplished, they would have had a fucking piece of.
Yeah.
And you know what? Fuck them. I love some of them. Some of them my dear friends. But I'm not having anybody take a piece of my fucking life. No fucking way.
No, it's wrong.
It's wrong. It's wrong.
Especially
And like,
after all the sacrifices
and like
you
I
made.
said, a lot of them were great guys and stand-up guys. But some guys were earners, that, like real trying to earn off me. And I was like, fuck you. No. And I would swear to you, I said, I'll die right here.
Wow.
That's incredible.
I'll die right here.
No, good for you. And that's
Yeah.
balls.
Well, I don't know. It was just a matter of like, no, I'm not going to do it.
And you made the right choice.
I made the right choice.
Yes, you did.
Again, choices.
Yes. which is yeah.
The choices you make will shape your life forever.
Yes, they will.
And I think it circles back to the strength your father showed early on.
It's my father.
Your father showed strength, and you
Yeah.
showed strength in the same environment. You know,
How could I turn down $1 million with $200 in the bank?
well, that might be stupidity.
No, really. no, I know what you're saying, and it was.
Yeah,
But
you and Stallone are the only people.
were the only two people that ever did it. Yeah.
Yeah.
How could I do that? Then Robert De Niro comes in 2 weeks later, and he makes it happen for me. What am I, crazy?
Crazy.
I don't know.
That's why it worked out for you.
That's
That's why it worked out for Stallone.
You know what? It's
Strength
strength,
and
but
conviction.
I believe it comes from. I'm very religious. I just believe God was the voice on my shoulder and wanted good things to happen for me. That's all.
Did the
get
fact that
that.
you're religious, do you think that in some ways worked against you in Hollywood? Hollywood, at least for the last 15, 20 years, seems to be have an anti-Christian slant to
More
it.
now than ever.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
yeah.
really, really have an anti-Christian.
Not too
slant.
much when I did it 30 years ago,
Yeah,
but now more than ever. Oh yeah, you write anything about God now, it's a problem.
Yeah, I feel like you have to go to Angel Studios with it.
yeah, right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not. It's very hard to get something made if it's has a religious angle.
Or Mel Gibson.
Unless you're putting it down.
Oh, that's
if you're
fine
putting
then.
it down,
yeah.
then that's
Yeah,
fine.
as long if you're kicking the Christian, you're
Nobody
good, yeah.
would take Mel Gibson. Nobody wanted that movie. Went around twice, and he said, "You know what? Fuck you. I'm putting up my own money. $600 million it made."
Oh
Wow,
yeah,
the Passion made 600 million.
Yeah.
dude. Yeah, it was
Really?
massive.
Holy moly.
Oh yeah.
And you know what? It was all his.
Jim Caviezel, he's another guy. He does a lot of great work. That
Real, and I know Jim.
yeah,
Real big Christian.
but like strong in his belief in faith. Open
Big
about it,
time.
Yeah, yeah.
Big time.
Even movies though that I think represented the demonic at one time though I think were pro-religion. I mean, I don't think The Exorcist was
The demon was the bad
anti-God.
guy.
Right.
Now the demon's the good guy in
Right.
that
That's
Yes,
the difference.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Like even if you look at a movie like The Devil's Advocate, that's not an anti-God movie. That's
No.
a pro-God. You know, like
Yes.
there's a lot of those movies that were made were definitely pro-Jesus, even if they were focusing on the devil.
That's very true.
You
Yes.
know, and now you just don't see that. You know, it's
No.
like it was always you didn't want to be this, or there was a repercussion for going that way.
The people who write now movies, they're thinking of the audience before they write the story, and I don't think of the audience.
Well, you know, I think they also have this naive idea that the audience is atheist, and I think that is not true, and I think that's less true now than before.
Totally.
I think more people have turned to God now than they have.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Dave. Absolutely. Oh no, you're right on with that. More people are young people are going to church now
More so
than
than
ever before.
Yeah. And I was one that walked away very angry.
Yeah.
You know, and I talk about it. And I think a lot of people have that battle, and that's okay. I think that's part of it. But I came back.
So did I. You have to come back on your own terms when you feel like it's right. I was devastated and my friend, who I told you about, he worked on all those cases. He put the priest in jail. You know, he worked on it.
Yeah.
And he said, he was church all the time. He was crushed.
Yeah.
But he went back and he said, my inside of me is with God, not with them. And he was right.
And there's demonic infiltration. There's stuff that's going to sound crazy if I say it out loud, but there's
You
a
believe
reality
in
to
that?
it.
You believe that demons infiltrated the church?
I think somewhat. Yeah, I think there's part of that.
You believe in demons and angels?
Yes.
Yes.
I think
So
there's
do
I think
You
there's
believe in demons and
I think there's a war on earth against good and bad, and I think that there is absolutely demonic. I don't want to say possession, even though I do think that's very real, but I do think that there's influence, and I think a lot of it is to get your soul, and a lot of it is to persuade you into one direction or the other.
There's a lot of people talking about the Book of Enoch and the fallen angels and you know the multidimensional things that are
The book of what?
Book of Enoch. It's from Ethiopian original like original Catholicism.
Yeah.
And Christianity and the concept is these fallen angels.
Yes.
That they they rejected God, or they feel like God rejected them, so they want to destroy God's creation. And
Yes.
That's where that's the idea of them possession.
Well, God,
Bartleby and Loki.
yeah.
you see,
kind of, yeah.
see, the demons will never bother a junkie or a drug addict or an alcoholic.
Well, it's already working.
It's already working.
Yeah.
They see. So if he's becoming a success and you're an alcoholic, if I'm a demon, I go, man, he's cool. I'll leave him alone. Hey, that's how it is. They go over to the person who's about. Because you ever read the papers, you go, state senator running for president caught with 10-year-old boy behind, and you go, how the fuck could that happen?
Yeah.
How is that possible?
I think there's
That's how.
there's an element, and I think part of it too, being in recovery, there's that temptation. It's not just the brain. It's not just the addiction. If I start doing the thing that I'm supposed to in life
Right.
and succeeding at it, that's when I start feeling it the heaviest.
Yes.
And I think part
Yes.
of that is that pulling me back to because it was very easy when I was in my youth to be angry at God, watching what was going on with my family,
Right.
watching friends die, to be pulled into that direction
Right.
and stay there. It's very easy to stay in that anger and that darkness, and I should say it's easy. It sucks,
Succumb to it
and
in
it's
some
yeah,
ways,
to succumb
Yeah.
to it, and to pull out. It's not always the easiest, but like that's what they want you there. Because if they're there, they have you, and then they can
They
move
have you.
on. And I think there's an element now that people can say like, "Well, that's you. That's not you paying attention." But to make you hate yourself, I think it takes a lot more than just survival. You're not just an animal who wants to base yourself on instinct of survival. There's something deeper to you, and there's something that wants you to not be able to create, to live, to support your family, to love yourself. There's something far more, I don't know, spiritual to that.
Yes, absolutely, without a doubt. I mean, I read a lot of Rudolf Steiner, and you should read him. He's really, because he doesn't call it the demons. He said you can call it. He calls it Part X, and he goes and this was from Dr. Phil Stutz, he's got a great. It's on Netflix. It's called Stutz. He's one of the great psychiatrists in the world, and I've been studying with him now for 30 years. And he would say that it's always the bigger you get, the bigger Part X gets. So the more famous you get, the bigger that gets. And did you see when Will Smith smacked the...
Oh yeah,
Okay,
Chris Rock,
that
yeah.
was... And God bless Denzel Washington, because he said to him, listen to me, he said, settle down. He goes, the devil only gets you when you're at your highest. Stop. And he just lost it. And to stand up and smack somebody, the Academy Awards, and what happens? He gets the award, everybody gives him a standing ovation. It's like telling everybody, the devil's the one, yeah, you could fucking do this, yeah.
He hit this high water mark of finally getting an Oscar.
Yes.
And he's a good actor.
Yes.
And he went
Very
from
talented.
a
And what
rapper.
happened?
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
Right at that moment, David.
And I think that, personally, I think demons have infiltrated his life, and who knows who's enabled it as well.
Yes.
But we were talking about that in the car. How do you get to that point to where so much of that has infiltrated your life in Hollywood to where you do that? I mean, how do you look at it?
It's impossible for me to see these things as isolated incidents, right? Because
Yes.
the same thing keeps happening over and over, and it's something that I used to roll my eyes at when the older people, when I was younger, they'd be like, "Oh, society is the degenerates
Right.
are taking over." Now you get to a certain age and you're like, "Man, they really do promote degeneracy," and especially once you're in the entertainment industry and you realize it's just what they put the spotlight on. If they make going to school, getting good grades popular on TikTok like China does, then kids will want to get good grades. That's something that they will aspire to.
Right.
And we look at our society. And it's, who can act like the trashiest person on reality TV, who can denigrate themselves and their body quicker. We don't, they taught us that you can't have a family unless you're a multimillionaire. Nobody, why are you working
Right.
hard? And then
You'll
wonder
never
why-
get a house,
You'll never
which
have
is
a house.
absurd,
And
yeah.
this idea that my whole generation, the generation younger than me, Dante's generation, we're not having kids. And this idea is like, what is this whole thing for? What's more important than family?
But that's the idea. You break up the family, you break up the unit, you break up everything.
That's right.
Oh, you're married, right?
Yeah, I'm married, I have a kid. I got a house at 25.
Wow.
And I
amazing.
wasn't even sober at that point yet. And it's like, I promise, you can get a home.
You figure it out.
And
know
you
what
have
I
the
mean?
same wife with you?
Yes,
When
I
you-
do. Yep.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's a strong woman there.
Yeah, she is.
You know what? But and let me tell you something. What'll happen to you? And you're already a fucking star. But what'll
Trying.
happen? Well, you're a very well-known comic.
Thank
and,
you.
and you do great. But the bigger you get, the more the fucking whispers will be there.
Yes.
You start getting movies. You start making millions of dollars. You start doing this. You start doing that. That's when you got to go. That's what Phil Stutz, the doctor, said to me. Said the bigger you get, the more the temptation will be there.
Yes.
And as long as you know that, you'll be okay. Because it's like, it's amazing. It's amazing how it happens. Every time something big happens to me, I go, uh-oh, let's see what happens now, what's going to tempt me. And there it is. And the devil knows what tempts you.
Yeah.
Whether it's women, booze, drugs, it knows.
Yeah, and once you can afford to fuck up, isn't that amazing?
That's brilliant. Yes.
Thank you.
Well,
yeah.
it was also,
But you can't really.
Yeah, you can't, but like you think you can.
You think you
You
can.
got the money to do it, but then you realize you don't.
You don't.
I'm
You
trying-
don't have the
yeah.
money to do it.
I'm trying to recall the guy's name, but I can't. He's a former CIA agent, and now he's doing the podcast circuits. And he's like, men are the easiest guys. He's like, what? You
Sean
think?
Ryan?
He's been on the Sean Ryan podcast with the hair. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay.
And he's like, yeah, of course this 10 is coming up to me at the bar. Of course,
Yes.
of course she is. Like he's never come up to you before,
Yeah.
but now all of a sudden,
I'm living a Bond movie.
exactly. Why wouldn't she want me? And you know, Chazz, I have to imagine, especially when you reach the pinnacles that you reached, we hear about handlers. These people have handlers, and then people start getting in their world. Kanye West started talking about the
Well, some
that were
people have to
getting
have
in.
that because they're just out of control.
Did people try to infiltrate your life and try to steer you in directions and tell
No
you what to
question.
say and what to do? Yeah.
No, you have to be really strong. Sometimes I'm with people who are, very very famous or very very wealthy, and they do certain things, and you have to be very careful. You can't make them feel bad at what they're doing. So it's a very delicate situation. But then you can't do what they do because you don't want to do that. So you have to say, no, you go. I'm going to hang. I got some stuff to do. You don't say, no, you shouldn't do that.
Right.
You're married with kids.
Yeah.
You don't address your opinion. You just say, I got to get up. I got to finish the script. I got to do this. I got to do that. But I love them. But they haven't found that reality yet. And am I perfect? Fuck no. I always tell people that it's a fight every day to stay on track. That's why some people always. That's why I'm the age I am, and I'm still relevant, is because I try to do the right thing most of the time.
Yeah.
Most of
And
the
yeah,
time.
and you have family and faith, so you haven't. You don't self-employ.
My
You don't
let
destroy
me
the
tell you
people
something. My
around you.
wife and my children are my rock. If it wasn't for them, I'd be living in Paris with 2 hookers and an 8-ball. I don't know what I'd be doing. But
Yeah, no, that sounds horrible.
You know what I mean?
But that's why but that's the truth though. That's what the choice
You
is.
see what I'm saying?
Totally,
You know,
man,
it's-
absolutely.
That's what the choice is though. It's not that your brain doesn't think it, it's that you get the decision. You
Yes.
know, and that's the reality because you're a human and you're going to get each option handed to you regardless of if people want to believe that or not. And you're not bad because your brain tells you that and whatever that power beyond it gives you that temptation.
Right.
It's always there.
But again, I have
it's
to.
just where you go,
Like if you're a drug addict, you have friends and you're famous, they go, "Hey man, I got the best shit."
Yeah.
If you like women, the most gorgeous women come over to you and they want to be with you and they're all around you and you just go, "Yeah, you come here. You wait there. Wait, I'll be with you in a minute." It's like this power you feel and you're not power. It's really false. You're not.
Yeah.
It's
You're
like
not.
Marcus Aurelius had a
Yeah, you get- yeah.
guy follow him around. He had one of his subordinates. His whole job was to follow him around, whispering, "You're not a god. You're not a god. You are only a man. You are not a god.
You're not a god.
You're only a
That
man."
is brilliant.
That's Marcus Aurelius, the emperor. He had a guy standing 5 feet behind him, listen to him. "You're not a god. You're only a man." I mean, to have somebody do that though, pretty godly.
You know what?
Yeah.
To be able to make
That
a
is
man
pretty
have that be
godly.
his whole job, pretty godly.
That's
Yeah.
pretty godly.
Pretty solid.
You really got to have you reminded every
You're
2
not-
minutes.
You may not be a god, but you're doing pretty
There
good.
was a guy.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time in the in the Mid East, and there was a sheikh. I think I won't say his name, but he had a guy who he stood there. It was $1 zillion. You know these guys.
Oh, yeah.
Oil. Zillion.
Yeah.
And he just sat there, and he put a cigar in his mouth, and one guy sat on the right. I witnessed this.
Yeah.
Lit a cigar, went, and the guy reached over, took it out, waited, and he looked at him and said, "Yeah, put it back in again." Smoked the cigar, took it out, and I'm like, "Fuck, man! I mean, you can't just hold it yourself." Fuck!
I don't want to know. I don't know what the guy did to him in the bathroom.
Hold it! Wait a minute! You're going there. He gets up. He goes into the men's room. So my friend who brought me there, I said to him, he goes in the bathroom. He goes.
Stop.
That's all he said. He just went, like, does he wipe his ass? He never said he did, but he just looked at me and went, I don't know what he does.
It's good to be the king.
I mean, what does he take it out and shake it?
He's just
Put it back in again and zip her him up?
depending on
I gotta
size.
tell you,
He's
if-
just got 2 fingers.
Wait a minute. How much money is this guy getting? I want to know what's his payday.
And also, if you're gonna have that guy, you should make that position a female. Not for nothing. I'm just gonna say.
Yeah.
Maybe hire a chick.
I never
don't
thought
know.
that. You know what? You're right.
Also, you want the ass wipe guy also to be the cigarette guy?
It's gotta use different hands. It's gotta be different.
No, but I mean, where did that come from?
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think that's your idea, though, of opulence. You're like, that guy, he does everything that I should.
I mean, just take. Could you hold it yourself?
Right, like, what is wrong with
Like, to be honest with you, it's unsettling.
Yeah, it is,
To
yeah.
stand there and watch this.
Yeah, you're like, I'm not impressed. I'm bothered on everything.
I'm actually bothered. In fact, I'm looking at this guy going, I know you're not a schmuck, but I know he's forcing you to do this.
You're just going, it's not
He's
your
so
fault.
desperate to find another job. It says here you were the assistant to the sheikh.
Yeah.
What
does
did
that mean?
What,
I mean, you
what
know
did
what,
your
maybe-
day to day entail?
Could he be giving him $10,000 a week? Maybe he's going to fuck it.
I mean, it's like
10,000 a week, I'd wipe his ass.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it would depend on the money.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, maybe we're throwing stones too
What are we
quickly.
doing here? He's the real winner. Yeah.
No, I mean, I was kind of, it was very unsettling, to be honest with you.
No, I would be horrified.
Yeah, that's a terrible. Like it's like
But that's a good point. Why did he get a woman?
get a woman.
Yeah, you would get a lady to do that.
Oh,
You would think.
Well,
we're
at
going to
the-
be criticized for that one.
Yeah,
no,
that's-
never mind. No. Oh,
That's true. You
Oh
don't
yeah,
want-
yeah. No, we should definitely not
Hell
do
cut
yeah.
that
that.
out. You better cut that
the
out.
whole bathroom argument you don't want to get into.
Yeah, like,
Like,
wow.
When is she coming in here? She's my handler.
She'll do everything except put the seat down. You have to do that yourself.
Yeah, I mean,
What's she doing in here? She's kind of trash.
Yeah. Hey, look, it's just again, man. I just can't help but feel like not that everything's a psyop, but the family. It was unquestionable when I was growing up that family was the most important thing in the world.
It is.
and it didn't matter if you had a lot of money or no money.
Right.
You figure it out. The community would help you. Friends and family would help you. Now, people they've sold generations on this concept of the forever party. And I feel very bad, especially for women who are like, they go on social media and they're like, I'm in Mykonos because I don't have kids. And it's like, yeah, but you're going to be 60 at the club. Like, this is a very sad and lonely,
Right.
like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
I can't help but believe that was intentionally promoted. And I hope that younger generations are starting to see through the psyop and see that
I think they are.
this human
I think
experience
I
is
think they're going
important.
back to church. I think they're going back to like finding somebody who has the same faith as you, because
Values.
that's a big deal.
No doubt.
That's a very big deal. Kids get married now, and they don't say, "Well, we're going to be together the rest of our life. Let's talk about this. Are you religious? How are kids going to be brought up?"
Yeah.
These are important questions.
That's a very good point. Nobody even has those conversations.
Where are we going to live? Do you
That's
want
a
to live
very-
here?
yeah.
I want to live there. Let's talk about this.
Yeah, the people that are anti all of that aren't the ones getting married. They aren't the ones buying houses. They aren't
Right.
the ones, that's an entirely different group. They're anti-establishment because realistically, they want other people to like them.
Yes.
They're insecure, they're vulnerable, and they're scared. And eventually that will go away.
They're cowards.
Well, yeah, but and they're susceptible to it. Some are abused. There's different
right.
reasons for it. So I'm not justifying all of it.
I don't have any money. I can't have kids. Spends $200 at the bar.
Of course.
Yeah.
Like
Or,
it's a sad existence.
especially women. They go, you know what? Or men, they go, you know what? I'll have kids when I'm in my 40s. If you're a woman, it's not that easy to get pregnant.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No.
You think it just happens? Hey, let's get pregnant? No.
Life's making these decisions for you.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, especially when you're like deciding all that you want kids now, and you're like 48.
Yeah.
It's like it's not going to work for you. You're
Good
not
luck.
a movie star.
It's a lot harder.
Yeah, it doesn't work for everybody like that.
Yes.
But again, and I just love humans, man. I love humans. I love humanity, and I hope that and I think you're right. I think there is this natural pullback towards
Yes.
Hey, let's get back to what's real, man.
You ha-
What's
it
real
has
is
to.
this human connection.
It has to come back. That's why it had to go this far for it to start to pull back.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew that. As soon as it went this far, I went, okay,
yeah.
can't go any farther.
It is the thing where you've heard it forever, the pendulum, but I didn't know how far it could actually go in one direction.
Right, yeah.
Like it's gone too far for it to continue as a society without some kind of massive overcorrection to then go back to some sort of normalcy where people have
Right.
to. Because if it doesn't, we're doomed. I mean, if it really doesn't, to the point where people learn some degree of loving and respect for each other.
Yeah.
It has to be that.
And this is what I think is and this is to bring this conversation full circle. This is what I think the mission should be for people with a platform, for people with resources, for people with, you know, in the creative side of us. This is how we can use our art to promote the good side of life through comedy, through telling, you know, through storytelling, where everything, especially when you turn on, you know, the major corporate streaming services, everything sucks. The world is fucking ending. Everybody you meet is really a horrible person. And those weren't the stories I was being told growing up. The stories I was being told are, you know, America's the good guy.
Right.
You know, the man can get the woman of his dreams. A guy can fight for his family. Like they were uplifting. They made you feel good about this human existence. They energized you. I can't tell you the last time I saw a film and I walked out of the theater like pumped up about like this experience that we're having.
Yes.
And I feel like that's something that hopefully, as you're talking about, independent films come back, and you know, even the creations that we did with sketches, I felt so good about those sketches because we were making fun of things that people were very afraid to make fun of.
Yeah.
And you see in the comments like, dude, this is exactly like normal world lives forever because nobody's willing to touch these subjects, and we just help people feel like you're not alone. Of course, you're right. Just because nobody on late night is willing to talk about this, we making fun of this thing because it's so obvious to make fun of. And that just makes people feel connected in this world, that they're not alone, they're not crazy, we're seeing it too, you know. And I think that this is something that really we have to do as artists, is we have to, you know, kind of lead in this space where, like you said before, shared values and hey, dude, it's okay
But
to be a man.
The best way to do it is you can't preach it. You have to just write it. Because in movies like Shawshank Redemption, Bronx Tale, you know, Saving Private Ryan, where you got to earn your good life. You know what I mean? It teaches you in a way where it's entertaining and not preachy.
Yes.
That's the best way.
That's an excellent point.
Yeah, there has to be something to lose. And I mean, I think part of what I loved about the 90s, and I mean, I fell in love with movies when I was a kid in the 80s, but when you look at like Usual Suspects, or you look at this independent film boom is what I call it of the 90s, or at least when people began taking risks again with cinema. That's what you need to see again, is people actually willing to take risks. And that's, the risk now is just different, you know, in the sense of you're now risking. It was already acceptable in the 80s and then early 90s to make family stuff, to make stuff with heart. Well, for some reason, that's not acceptable anymore.
Right.
So make that a risk. Take that risk and make it good without being heavy-handed and preachy. Because people will do it. They'll make it heavy-handed and preachy, and then it's not good.
And it's not good.
Yeah.
It's just like there's something, it doesn't, they're preaching at you and not showing you.
It's not entertaining. I think you used the perfect word before. It's just not entertaining.
It's just not entertaining.
Right.
No, it's not. And you feel it right away when it's not honest and real.
Yeah.
That's why Arthur Miller used to say, the stuff that you're afraid to say it.
Yeah.
No matter how much it hurts, say it. And I was like, oof.
Oh, boy. Now Dave's never going to stop saying the N-word. Great.
I
All
know.
right.
What do you mean? I said it in the car. No, never mind.
Guys, I can't thank you guys enough for coming, man. Chazz, you're so gracious with your time.
Absolutely.
David, thank you so
My
much,
pleasure.
man.
Pleasure,
My
sir.
pleasure.
This has
Thank
been a really one of my favorite episodes, really special episode of Gerard vs. Evil. Thank you to Dante Lorenzo and Garrett for being behind
And
the
I
camera.
gotta
over there.
check this guy out, Dante Lorenzo. I gotta check
He's
him
got
out.
some chops, man. He's
gotta
got some
say.
chops.
All right.
Check out telerx.com, telerx.com for all of your telehealth needs. Use code SNT for 20% off. And check out ChazzPalminteri.net. You got these great cigars. They're fantastic. Your wine is fantastic as well.
Thank you.
If you haven't seen Chazz's one-man show, I've seen it. It was mind-blowing. I couldn't believe how good it was. Dave, you said you've seen it as well.
Oh, for sure, yeah. in
Yeah,
Detroit.
check out ChazzPalminteri.net for all those dates. And Dave Landau, you've got a book of A Party of One.
A Party of One, a fuzzy memoir. You can get that on Amazon. Also, check out my dates at davelandau.com. And I want to give a shout out here. Where can we find the Garrett and Steve show?
Well, that's all the time we have.
I can't give them some love.
Garrett and Steve show. Go ahead, yeah.
YouTube.com/Garrett and Steve Show.
Garrett and Steve show.
YouTube.com/Garrett and
Garrett and
Steve
Steve show is great. Garrett's fantastic for all the Compound Media fans.
And my podcast, if we can give
Of
a
course,
shout
of
out.
course. The Chazz Palminteri podcast. My favorite episodes are when Dante Lorenzo is on as well. And Tara and Narducci are
Catherine, yeah,
fantastic.
yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God, you get the girls going. That's
We
it.
got archive episodes in Normal World. If you want to watch
Archived
some
episodes.
sketches.
If you miss Normal World, RIP, one of the best shows that we could have ever done, you could go to mine at Gerard vs. Evil channel because I pirated all the episodes.
Yes.
So, like a good Somali politician in Minnesota, you can come to my place to see stolen stuff. So. And you can also go see Dave live, but unfortunately his shows are 18 and over. So.
So yes, if you're not Muslim,
Bring your
let's
wife.
not do the whole joke. I don't want anybody getting stabbed. Not that they would do that.
I love you guys. We'll see you guys next time.
Cold
All right,
spray.
God bless.
Dude, that was awesome, guys. Thank
a
you so
pleasure.
That
much.
was great.
Absolute
That was
pleasure.
was fun.
blessed. Huh?
Thank you, brother.
Oh, dude, that was
was
could have
fun.
gone for another 2 hours.
That was fun.
How long did we talk?
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
Holy shit.
90.